नमस्ते, वंदे मातरम, हर हर महादेव। आज का दिन इतना शुभ है कि ऐसा लग रहा है कि अगला जो सप्ताह होगा ये तो अति शुभ होगा। आज यूपी में जो अभी हमने देखा, मस्त एकदम बढ़िया सा पटाखेदार बढ़िया सा, वो कहते हैं ना, योगी जी ने बोला था गर्मी में हम शिमला वाली ठंडी लेकर आएंगे। मन प्राण ठंडा, एकदम शीतल शीतल प्रवाह, हवा का प्रवाह ऐसा लग रहा था। तो इसी शीतलता के साथ अगला सप्ताह हम सबका और भी अच्छा हो, और यदि कुछ रहा भी तो उसके टर्न अराउंड में, उसके इर्द गिर्द हम कैसे काम कर सकते हैं, इसके बारे में जानकारी देने के लिए कौन आ रहे हैं? चलिए, हमारे साथ आ रहे हैं विक्रम जी। नमस्कार विक्रम जी।
नमस्कार।
First of all, congratulations to you. Congratulations to one and all. We are totally enjoying this day today. Yogi Maharaj ji has done wonderful, full cracker on display.
Yes.
Full on Pattharbaz, mastermind, Zamidos. This is the word they are using, Zamidos. The entire house is like made flat to the ground. Wonderful. Great message to all the Pattharbaz. So, yes, Vikramaditya ji, let's start. I'm totally pumped up. Let's hear you. Yes.
Okay.
Now I'll shut up. You start.
Okay. So starting this week, so I'll be giving predictions from for June 13th to June 20th. Okay. So for Mesh Rashi people, I'll start with Mesh Rashi. See, Mesh Rashi people, the first half of this week is going to be tough, very tough for most people, and especially on 12, 13, and 14, starting from today. The next 3 days is going to be very tough for Mesh Rashi people, and they are going to face a lot of confusion. They are going to face a lot of, they may have some sleep deprivation. So because of that, they can feel both mental and physical exhaustion. So they can also face forgetfulness. So because of this, for the next 3 days, okay, starting from today, tomorrow, and day after tomorrow, that is 12, 13, and 14. So for 3 days, Mesh Rashi people have to be very careful, and they should be having double more concentration on the road while driving. Okay, they should deliberately focus more while driving on the road, because this is a very bad time for the Mesh Rashi people. Okay, and for people who are having bad dashas, they have to be careful with the words they are choosing, because they can there can be disputes in the family if they don't control their words. Okay, so they should control their tongue for at least for the first 3 days. And if the Mesh Rashi people are having a bad dasha, they should be careful for the whole week. Okay, so then comes Rishabh Rashi. For Rishabh Rashi people, first 3 days is okay, but they should be careful on 14, 15, and 16th. So those 3 days, Rishabh Rashi people have to be double careful. And if they are running a good dasha, it won't have much of an impact. But if they are passing through bad dasha, they can get into real trouble, and they have to be careful while driving on the road, and they should be careful while communicating with people. They should not react immediately. Okay, and one more thing for Rishabh Rashi people, if they are running a bad dasha, they should be careful with the opposite gender people, and they should be wary of people who flatter them. Okay, and they should not fall to flattery in the coming days. If they are running a bad dasha, and if they are falling for flattery, there's a high chance that they might be cheated by those people. So this is for Rishabh Rashi people. For Mithun Rashi people, they should be relaxed. They can be relaxed on the first few days of the week. But then afterwards, on 16th, 17th, and 18th, Mithun Rashi people have very bad time. Okay, uh, especially if the Mithun Rashi people are running through a bad dasha, they have to be careful while communicating with their life partner, and they should be double careful while uh, communicating with the colleagues. That's because if they are running a bad dasha, there's a high chance that they might face problems in their workplace. Okay, so they have to be careful in the while communicating with their colleagues, and then they also have to be careful while driving on the road, especially on 16th, 17th, and 18th. And they should also be careful while dealing with financial transactions. Okay, and especially if they are running their own business, they should be very careful in their financial transactions, especially during that particular time. Okay, that is 16, 17, and 18. So otherwise, if in the beginning of the week they have a decent week, nothing to worry about. You know, if they are running their own business, first half of the week will be good, but the second half they have to be very very careful, starting from 16th, 17th, and 18th. And then comes Karkarashi. For Karkarashi people, this can be quite a decent week. Uh, but on the first half of the week, if there can be some minor health issues. If they are running a bad dasha, the health issues can happen during the first half of the week. Okay, and they also have to be careful with their health of the spouse. That will depend on what kind of dasha they are passing through. If they are running through a benefic dasha, it won't affect them much. But if they are running through a malefic dasha, there will be some severe health issues for the life partner. And then comes Simha Rashi. For Simha Rashi, they have to be careful about their children's health as well as father's health if they are running through bad dasha. If they are running through good dasha, they will have a good time in their work, and especially if they are running their own business, they will have good profits during this week. But for other people who are running through bad dashas, for those people, they have to be careful about their children's health, and they should be careful about their father's health also. Okay, if and then comes Kanya Rashi. For Kanya Rashi people, if they are, the first half of the week will be quite good. The second half of the week can hamper their business a little bit. Okay, and then for those Kanya Rashi people who are running through bad dashas, they have to be careful about their mother's health and mother's safety. And if they are running through bad dasha, Kanya Rashi people have to be careful with their both the safety and health of life partner. Okay, and they should ensure that life partner is careful on while driving on the road. Okay, because if they are running through a bad dasha, there is chance of health problems or accidents and injuries for the life partner and mother also. So that is for Kanya Rashi. Then comes Tula Rashi. For Tula Rashi people, they have to be careful. If they are running a good dasha, nothing to worry about much. But if they are running a bad dasha, they have to be careful while dealing with the opposite gender. Okay, because in the coming days, they will get situations where they can get distracted by the opposite gender. So they have to be very careful, and especially if they are running through a bad dasha. Okay, and if the Tula Rashi people are passing through bad dashas, they have to be careful while communicating with their life partner and with their friends and neighbors also. Because if they are not careful in their speech, they can have fights with their life partner and with the neighbors and friends. At the same time, there is also a chance of health problems for the life partner if the Tula Rashi people are running through a bad dasha. Then comes Vrishika Rashi. For Vrishika Rashi people, if they are running a good dasha, they will have a very happy week. Okay, but if they are passing through a bad dasha, there can be fights with the life partner, or life partner can suffer health problems. And at the same time, Vrishika Rashi people should be careful about their children's health and safety. That's because if they are running through a bad dasha, whichever Vrishika Rashi people are running through a bad dasha, there is a chance that their children can suffer minor health problems, or they may face some kinds of small accidents. Okay, so this is for Vrishika Rashi. And then comes Dhanush Rashi people. For Dhanush Rashi people, if they are running through good dasha, they will have a very good health, and they will have a very happy week. Okay, uh, they will get a good respect in the society also in this week. But if they are passing through a bad dasha, they can have fights with their life partner, and there can be losses in the business also. Okay, so depending on the dasha, they should be. If they are running through a bad dasha, they have to be very careful. And for Dhanush Rashi people who are passing through a bad dasha, their father's health can also get affected. Okay, there can be some uh, vada type of diseases for the father in this week. Okay, if they are running through good dasha, nothing to worry about. So then comes Makar Rashi. For Makar Rashi people, they have to, if they are running through a good dasha, they will get good. I mean, they will get assistance from friends and relatives, and they will also have a happy time with their in the within their houses. But if the Makar Rashi people are running through a bad dasha, their father's health can suffer a lot. Okay, and also they may suffer health problems themselves, especially in the stomach area, like digestions. Their digestive system can get affected if the dasha is bad. And Makar Rashi people who are running through bad dashas, they should also keep an eye on their children's health, because there is a good chance that children's health can also get affected. Then comes Kumbh Rashi. Kumbh Rashi people have to be careful if they are running through a bad dasha, especially in their workplaces. Okay, if they are running through a bad dasha, the first 3 4 days can cause trouble in their workplaces. It can cause some unwanted misunderstandings. And the second half of the week will be really good, and there is chance of some minor health issues during the end of the week. So this is for Kumbh Rashi. Then comes Meen Rashi. For Meen Rashi people, if they are running through a good dasha, they will have good time in. I mean that they will have a happy week, and they will get good respect from their colleagues. On the other hand, for those Meen Rashi people who are passing through bad dasha, they have to be careful about how they are communicating with their neighbors, friends and relative circle. So they have to be careful about that, because if they are running through bad dasha, there is high chance of misunderstandings due to ego clashes. So we have to be careful about it. So this is for the coming week. Okay, and then now we will go to the next topic, and over to you, Gayatri.
Thank you so much, Vikramaditya ji, for this beautiful illustration as to what's going to happen next week. And I'm sure all the Jatak Jatikas, all our beautiful viewers will be highly, highly benefited by this. आप सभी लोगों को जैसे ये ज्ञान पता होता है कि अच्छा इस समय पे ये होना है या ऐसा मुझे जीवन में थोड़ी कठिनाई आ रही है तो या फिर होने वाला है तो क्या होता है कि कुछ ऐसी असुविधा आती भी हैं तो हमें ऐसा लगता है कि चलो ये तो होना वाला है आई एम मेंटली प्रिपेयर्ड उसको मैं बहुत ज्यादा अपने ऊपर हावी नहीं होने दूं या फिर उसके प्रतिकारक रूप से हम क्या कर सकते हैं कभी कुछ हम ध्यान कर सकते हैं कुछ मेडिटेशन कर सकते हैं कोई यदि हमें गलत तरीके से बोल दिया तो भी अपने को झटका नहीं लगेगा हम उसके लिए मेंटली प्रिपेयर्ड हो सके अपने आप को जैसे एक कवच सुरक्षा कवच हम दे सकते हैं कुछ अच्छा भी हो रहा है तो बहुत ज्यादा उड़ना नहीं है कुछ बहुत अच्छा हो रहा है अपने जीवन में कुछ बहुत बढ़िया आपको कुछ मिल गया तो उसमें भी हमें एकदम भाव विभोर होके आत्मा विभोर होके सब कुछ भूल भाल के नाचना नहीं है अपने आप को एकदम स्थित प्रज्ञा में रखने के हेतु ही यह हमने एक उपक्रम रखा है अभी जैसे ये चीज तो हमने कभी सोचा ही नहीं था कि आज जुम्मे के बाद का ये चुम्मा का वादा इस प्रकार से अभी ये बहुत सुंदर तरीके से उपक्रम होगा तो आई एम वेरी हैप्पी वी आर तो वेरी आई एम ओवर द मून राइट नाउ ओके तो इसी श्रृंखला को आगे बढ़ाएंगे और विक्रमादित्य जी को मैं अभी इस समय बैक स्टेज पे डालूंगी और गुरु को मैं फ्रंट पे लेकर आती हूँ क्योंकि इसी के साथ साथ ही हम लोग और दूसरे खंड पे लेके जाएंगे परंतु अच्छा अभी हम लोग एक ग्रह के विषय पर भी बात करेंगे है ना जिसे हम स्टार भी बोलते हैं जो भी बोलेंगे तो विक्रमादित्य जी काइंडली मूव ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट सेगमेंट
Yeah.
may I know which planet or which star you're going to talk about today.
Today we are going to today we are going to talk about Surya Dev. So he is the king of all planets. So we'll talk about him now.
Yes, please
Okay.
continue.
So Surya Dev is the he is considered as the king of the solar system because he is the center of the solar system, and it's also said that all the planets which are revolving around the sun, it's like they are created only after the sun was created. Okay, so in Indian mythology, Surya is the son of Kashyapa Maharishi and Aditi. Okay, so he's one of the devas. Okay, and in in Vedic astrology, the deity that controls Surya Dev is Agni. Okay, so the Adi Devata of Surya Dev is Agni. Of course, then you have Pratyadi Devata, who is Lord Shiva. Okay, so if you want to do remedies for Surya Dev, you have to do, you should either pray to Agni Dev, which is, we don't find the shrine for Agni Dev, but anyway, still we can pray to Lord Shiva. Okay, and then if you look at the mythology between Surya Dev, Surya Dev has he always keeps moving all 24 hours. His chariot has a charioteer named Aruna. Okay, the Aruna is the elder brother of Garuda. Okay, and that chariot is driven by 7 horses, which denote the 7 weekdays. Okay, so they have each of the horse has a different color depending on which weekday it denotes. Okay, so this is the graphical representation which is given in the Vedic astrology text. So what happens is um, usually Lord Suryadev. Okay, and one more thing. See, we all think that Suryadev is stationary, and we are all moving around. I mean, all the planets, including Earth, is moving around Suryadev. But in reality, okay, scientifically speaking, Suryadev is also moving. Actually, Suryadev is revolving around the center of the Milky Way galaxy. The one revolution of Suryadev can take so many million years. I don't know the exact number of years, but while Suryadev is revolving around the Milky Way, the center of the Milky Way galaxy, all the nine planets around us, the sun, it's also moving along with the sun, while they themselves are revolving around Suryadev. Okay, here I want to explain something which I myself noticed. Actually, in South India, there is there are certain rules how the ancient temples have been constructed. If you go to any Shiva temple in Tamil Nadu and even Andhra Pradesh also, I haven't been to Karnataka temples, so I don't have much idea. But in Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu, if you go to any Shiva temple, you will find other deities around the Shiva shrine. Okay, see, on the outer walls of the Shiva shrine, you will find Ganapati. That will be on the, for example, if Lord Shiva is facing eastwards, okay, and on the southern wall on the outside, you will find Ganapati, you will find Dakshinamurti. Dakshinamurti always faces south. Okay, and that is a rule, especially in ancient temple architecture. So, Dakshinamurti is one of the avatars of Lord Shiva, and Dakshinamurti is also considered as the the Shiva avatar which controls Jupiter. Okay, so Jupiter has been of Ketu. And behind Lord Shiva, you will find Surya. Okay, and northern wall on the, you will find Brahma. So Brahma is the controlling deity of Jupiter, and then you'll also on the next to Brahma you will find Durga. So Durga is the controlling deity of Rajya. All the planets have been accounted, and also while coming around Lord Shiva's shrine, you will find the main Ganpati shrine, and you will find the shrine for Lord Kartikeya. See, Lord Kartikeya, also known as Lord Subramanya, he is a controlling deity of Mars. Okay, and next to, and in many ancient temples in central Tamil Nadu, you will also find Mahalakshmi next to Kartikeya. So Mahalakshmi is the controlling deity of Venus. So you have got Vishnu denoting Mercury, Mahalakshmi denoting Venus, and then Kartikeya denoting Mars. Then you got Brahma. And yes, I forgot to tell you this. In the earlier episode, while talking about Saturn, I think many of you would recollect how Gayatri was reading a stanza from Parashara's book. See, in that stanza, it was written, Brahma is the controlling deity of Saturn. Okay, so you can take Saturn also as as being included, because Brahma is on the northern wall of the Lord Shiva's main shrine. Okay, so Saturn has been accounted, and Jupiter has been accounted through Dakshinamurti, and then Rahu and Ketu is also accounted because of Ganapati and Ma Durga. So, except Moon, you will find the controlling deities of all the other planets around Lord Shiva's shrine. But the moon is denoted by Ma Parvati. Usually Ma Parvati shrine will be a little bit away from the Lord Shiva shrine, especially in the the huge temples which you find around in central Tamil Nadu, even in all over Tamil Nadu. Okay, see, the thing is, moon revolves around us. So moon is controlled by Ma Parvati. So blessing us from a separate location. While if you look at the other deities who are controlling the other planets, you will find them blessing us from around Lord Shiva's shrine. And Shiva is the supreme deity of Lord Surya Dev. He is the Pratyati Devata of Surya Dev. See, see how beautifully they are denoting the uh, the functioning of solar system. When I realized this, I was like, oh my god, how clever our ancestors are. Because you will find this kind of pattern in all ancient temples, and this is the rule according to which you have to build the temple. Okay, and you know that main main temple tower, which is over the entrance of the thing, which is on the main entrance of the temples. That represents your then when you enter through the main entrance, you will come across the flagpole. Flagpole represents the private part of the body, and then you come across the Maha Mandapa and Artha Mandapa, followed by the Garbhagraha. See, the Garbhagraha, the Maha Mandapa and Artha Mandapa, they represent the torso and the neck, and then the Garbhagraha, that denotes your head. So the entire temple, it is designed according to the human body, and there, even each of these mandabas, okay, the each of these structures, they have to be built in a specific dimensions. Okay, you cannot build as per your own wishes. And even the temple, the idols which are consecrated in the temple, they also have certain dimensions, according to the Shilpa Shastra. So that's a very vast subject. Okay, and I'm just I'm not very I'm not an expert on that. I'm just whatever
No, but then
I
that's
read about.
exactly, I totally agree with you, Vikramji, because the thing is that our temples are considered to be living entities. They are not just structures,
Yes,
they breathe. They all, and that is the reason why the sanctity of our temple is all the more so very important. You can't just demolish. You cannot say that, okay, let me just construct this temple and I'll just convert it into a hotel or maybe a living space. You can't do that because it has
you
every
can't do that.
space, every
Yes,
corner of the temple is, it has got its own significance. Unlike a church, in the US now we see that the churches are now being converted into hotels or living spaces, even houses.
mm,
But the same cannot be done to a temple. And then when we think that our temples are getting desecrated and they are now converted into mosques, and then our shivlings are getting converted into, some people are claiming that it is fawara and all, it becomes all the more painful for
temples.
us,
Yes, yes,
because these are all living entities. They breathe. There is a certain amount of energy that has been already, agam shastra, as per the agam shastra, it has been invoked. And
yes,
when you
yes.
do this to a living entity, it is like, uh, getting thousands of pains in thousands of multifolds, so yes, but I think we have moved away from the main topic, which is sun. So yes, would love to hear more about sun. Yes. Yes, Vikramji, I hope I'm audible to you. I'm not able to hear you. Kindly unmute yourself.
Okay. So sun
Yes.
has two eyes. Like the first wife, the daughter of Vishwakarma, and her name was Usha, because she couldn't bear the brightness and the heat. Yes. So the first, yes, yes, yes. You are audible. No, it's not muted. Wait, can you hear me?
Please continue. Continue.
Yeah. Can you hear me now? Am I audible? Yes. Okay. So, uh, okay. Suryadev has two wives. The first wife is Usha, and the second wife is Pratyusha. Okay. In South India, they call the second wife as Pratyusha. In North India, they call her as Chaya Devi. Okay, and how thing, I mean, it was created was like the first wife, who was a daughter of Vishwakarma. She couldn't bear the heat of Lord Suryadev, and she went into hiding, and she went into some. She couldn't, she didn't want to leave her husband, but she couldn't bear to be near him. So what she did, she went away and just to do some meditation. But before leaving, she created a replica of herself. Okay, image from her own image. Okay, so she's known as the Chaya Devi, and I think most of you would have heard about the story, but just I'm telling you the story in short. Okay, and she went and started doing meditation. So Chaya Devi, she pretended to be the real wife, and she was, and the Surya Dev did not know that in the beginning. So and they were living as normally as before. What happened was, Chaya Devi gave birth to her own children, who are Shani Dev, and the first wives, the children are Yamadev and Manu and Yamuna. Okay, so the to keep the story short, what happened was, she treated first wife's children, and in the meantime, those children of the first wife, they were a little bit hostile with their Chaya Devi, and also with Shani Dev, who was born to Chaya Devi. So, as a result, what happened was, there was some kind of a difference between Surya Dev and Shani Dev also, because and after some time, Surya Dev came to know about this, and he was a little bit angry. Then he just went to his first wife, and he got her back. Okay. In the meantime, what happened? There was some differences cropping up between Shani Dev and Surya Dev. Okay, so this is the reason. If in any person's chart, if Sun and Saturn are together, or if they are opposite to each other, okay, looking at each other, they won't be able to enjoy the father. They won't be able to enjoy their father's love. Okay, and at the same time, they won't be able to enjoy the children's love also, because why it happens is, Saturn and Sun are little bit inimical to each other. Okay, uh, I have seen personally in many charts. It doesn't mean that if it doesn't mean that this kind of combination will make the father and son fight. No, it doesn't have to be a fight. Okay, they may be having affection towards each other, but even though they are affectionate towards each other, they won't be able to show it. And there will be situations where the father has to work at a very long distance, you know and, and there might be situations where the son has to leave the father, and has to work in a place which is far away. So these kind of things will happen. So this is what happens when Sun and Saturn are together. So Sun Saturn combination can also affect if they are in Lagna and the seventh house, and that can affect the marriage life also.
What do you
And the other
mean by, Vikram ji, just one question. What do you mean by Sun and Saturn are together? Because obviously in a chart we'll have all the planets, but what do you exactly mean when you say they are together?
okay, if when I say they are together, they have to be in same sign. Okay, and if you look at the degrees, they should be like within 10 to 15 degrees. Then they are in same sign, but if they are separated by a difference of 20 to 25 degrees, you won't find much of a difference. You understand? So the degrees between Sun and Saturn, that you have to take into consideration. You understand? And the other good combinations are Sun Mercury in certain houses, especially Lagna, fifth house, seventh house, 11th house. These will make you finish your post graduation. Even if you are not interested in studies, somehow you will be made to finish your graduation and post graduation. Okay, so this is it's called the Buddha Aditya Yoga, and in certain houses, it's really good. Sun Venus is good as as long as Sun and Venus are not too close to each other. And I told you already, if Sun and Venus are too close to each other, what happens is Sun will totally eclipse the effect of Venus. See, as I told you already in earlier episode, see, during daytime, you cannot see any. See, now it's daytime. You cannot see any stars in the sky. Why? Because the sun is too bright. But at the same time, during night, you'll be able to see all the stars. Okay. So in the same way, when the sun is too close to any planet except Rahu and Ketu, it will totally eclipse the other planet, and because of that, the eclipsed planet will not be able to give the good effect, okay, which is supposed to give. Okay, for example, if sun and Jupiter are together, it's a good combination. But if the sun is too close, and there are specific degrees for each planet. Okay, if the sun is too close to a planet within the specified degrees, what happens is that planet will become weak, and it will not be able to give the good result. For example, Jupiter will give you wealth, Jupiter will give you confidence. Okay, but for some people, Sun is very close to Jupiter, like just 1 or 2 degrees away from Jupiter. What happens is those people will suffer financially. Okay, no matter how much they're educated, how much able to earn, they will not be able to save money. Okay, so I'm just giving an example. In the same way, if Sun and Venus are too close to each other, what happens is Sun represents ego, and Venus represents love, to love. As you know, Venus is the planet of love and affection. It is the planet for marriage. Okay, and if Venus is too close to Sun, all relationships will be beautiful because Sun represents. Okay. Gayatri, can you mute yourself because sound I can hear some background sound. Okay, and now it's clear. So, if Sun and Venus are too close to each other, what will happen is Venus is the planet for love and relationship. Okay, Venus represents the ability to give love, and it also rules your marriage and relationships. Okay, at the same time, Sun is a fiery planet which represents your ego and motivation. What happens when Sun is too close to Venus? Your marriage will break, your love relationships will break because of ego problems. Okay, and in same way, Sun, if it gets too close to Jupiter, no matter how strong Jupiter is in that particular position, still you will suffer financially. You will also suffer from lack of confidence. So these kind of things will happen. And then what happens when Sun and Moon are too close to each other? There will be some emotional. Definitely, people will suffer emotional issues if they are born in Amavasya Yoga. Usually, if Sun is too close to Moon, what happens? See, Moon is the planet of happiness. And what happens when the Sun is too close to Moon and eclipses it? You won't be able to have long periods of happiness in your life. So this is the Sun and Moon combination. And then comes Sun and Mars. If Sun is too close to Mars, Mars will get affected, and Mars is the planet that controls your motivation, uh, the drive to succeed in life. Mars is a planet that controls your health. Your health will get definitely affected, and you won't have that. There will be reduction in the in your drive to succeed in life. And at the same time, Mars also affects Sun. Sun is the planet of ego, and Mars is a very aggressive planet. What happens when this aggressive planet interacts with the ego planet? The ego gets more aggressive. These people, they tend to behave a little bit more narcissistically. But I'm not saying that all Sun Mars combination people will be narcissistic. If Jupiter is looking at this combination, they will be normal. If Venus is looking at this combination, they will be normal. If Moon is looking at this combination, they will be normal. So this is for Sun Mars. But what about Sun Rahu and Sun Ketu? If this combinations will not affect Rahu and Ketu, but these combinations will affect Sun. Usually, for people whose Sun is joined with Rahu or Ketu, they will not be able to succeed in early life. For them, they will taste success only in later half of the life. What happens when Sun and Rahu are together? Rahu is a very obsessive planet, and this is the egoistic planet. When they are too close to each other, these people, they will go to any length just to get noticed. Some people risk their life just for a selfie in front of a train, moving train. How many people have done it? Because they are craving for so much attention that they don't even think about what's going to happen if they are going to take that kind of risk. So these kind of things will happen if Sun and Rahu are together. What happens when Sun and Ketu are together? These people, it's quite, I won't say it's 100% bad combination. These people will be humble because their ego will be very less. Even if they are the CEO of the top company in the world, they will be behaving so down to earth. you know you just check any person who has Sun and Ketu together. No matter how rich they become, no matter how famous and popular they become, their behavior will be very down to earth. They will be very humble. In a way, it's a good placement, but the disadvantage is they have low self esteem. Okay, I'm just giving a very small explanation because I can tell big stories for each combination. you know for each combinations I can tell 50 to 60 different things, but due to limited time, I'm just confining myself to these things. um, okay, so I will let Guru to take over for the remedies for Sun. Over to you, Gayatri.
Thank you so much, Vikramaditya ji. Thank you so much for this explicit and elaborate discussion on sun. There are very few things that we know. हमें बहुत ही लिमिटेड इन्फॉर्मेशन था सन के बारे में, लेकिन आपने जिस प्रकार से सूर्य देव के बारे में, उनके प्रभाव के बारे में बोला, हम जनरली सोचते हैं कि यदि सन के अगल बगल आते हैं तो उससे और भी अच्छा होता है, उर्वर होता है, अच्छा होता है, पर इसका जो एक दुष्प्रभाव होता है वो उसके बारे में हमें कुछ पता ही नहीं था। पर अच्छा हुआ कि आज हम आपसे इन विषयों के बारे में भी जानकारी प्राप्त किए। अब हम एक काम करेंगे कि गुरुजी को इसमें ऐड कर देते हैं और वे फिर बाकी जो सन की जो बाकी रेमेडीज हो उस विषय पर हम अभी बात करेंगे। जी गुरु, वेलकम टू द शो।
थैंक यू, थैंक यू। शंभो महादेव। मेरा आवाज आ रही है?
आ रही है।
अजाय लोकत्रय पावनाय भूतात्मने भूपतये वृषाय नमः सवित्रे जगतेक चक्षुषे जगत्प्रसूति स्थिति नाश हेतवे त्रयीमया यत्रुगुणात्मधारिणे विरिञ्चि नारायण शंकरात्मने ध्येय सदा सवितृमण्डल मध्यवर्ती नारायण सरसिजासन सन्निविष्टः केयूरवान् मकर कुंडलवान् किरीटी हारी हिरण्मय वपुः धृत शंख चक्रः। तो एक सूर्य स्तोत्र के साथ हम शुरुआत करेंगे और सूर्य के जो स्तोत्र है उसके साथ हम अंत भी करेंगे। दरअसल हमारा विक्रम जी का एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट मकसद है, वो क्या है, उन्होंने पिछला स्ट्रीम में भी कहा होगा कि पहले एक चीज है, जो कोई भी ज्योतिष के पास जाते हैं ना, वो एक्चुअली आपको डराते हैं या कुछ ये नहीं बोलते हैं कि आप परेशान हो। आप परेशान होते हैं इसीलिए एक ज्योतिष के पास जाते हैं समाधान ढूंढने। तो पहले आपको एक्सप्लेनेशंस देते हैं क्यों क्यों क्या हो रहा है आपके साथ। इससे आपका जो हालत जो हो रहा है उसके बारे में आपको ज्यादा परिचय हो, और क्या करने से, क्या उपचार, क्या समाधान करने से आपका हालत बेहतरी होगी, बदतरी से बेहतरी। यही तो आचार्य विक्रमादित्य ने सूर्य के बारे में बोले। मैं एक सूर्य का जो पॉजिटिव साइड्स है उसके साथ भी मैं शुरू करता हूँ, मगर पहले आपको क्या क्या करना है वो बताता हूँ। सो फर्स्ट थिंग, एज पर हमारा जो पुराण आचार्यों के मतानुसार यहाँ ऐसा कहा गया है, नमस्कार प्रियो भानु। मतलब क्या है, सूर्य देव को आज आप तृप्त करना चाहते हैं ना, तो बहुत सी तौर तरीका है, लेकिन सबसे सर्वश्रेष्ठ है नमस्कार। तो आपको सिर्फ 3 बार दिन में, कितने बार, सिर्फ 3 बार बाहर जाना है, सूर्य देव को देखना है, हाथ जोड़ना है और सर झुकाना है, एंड इन सिंपलर लेमैन लैंग्वेज बोलना है तो थैंक्स, यही बोलना है। क्यों, कैसे? ओम सूर्याय नमः, इतना बोलने से पर्याप्त है। सूर्य देव अति तुष्ट हो जाएंगे, है ना, क्योंकि सूर्य देव कर्म साक्षी है, सब कुछ देखते हैं, सूर्य की किरणें सबको छूती है। तो आपका जो कोई भी मन्नत है, प्रार्थना है, सूर्य देव से कीजिए। तो पहले सुबह उठकर जब सूर्य का पहला किरण आती है ना, तब सूर्य देव का दर्शन कीजिए। बोलते हैं नहीं भैया हम लोग तो नाइट शिफ्ट वाले हैं, तो कम से कम मध्याह्न के समय जाइए और बाहर जाके सूर्य को देखकर एक बार नमस्कार कीजिए। और या वो भी नहीं बोलते हैं तो कम से कम सूर्यास्त के समय भी जाकर सूर्य का नमस्कार कीजिए। जिनको जो पॉसिबिलिटीज है, इन तीनों समय पे सूर्य का नमस्कार आप कर सकते हैं। इससे बड़ा एक उपाय नहीं होगा। और दूसरी बात है, मैं आपसे एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट अति रहस्य चीज शेयर करना चाहता हूं। ये हमारा सूर्याष्टक स्तोत्र से मिल रहा है, जिसने सांभ माने हमारा भगवान श्री कृष्ण का एक पुत्र था, उसका नाम था सांब। उसने सूर्य भगवान की उपासना की। वो हमारा भारतवर्ष में बहुत सारे सूर्य उपासक थे, उनमें से गिने चुने लोग में ये श्री कृष्ण का पुत्र सांब है। और जब सूर्य को उसने उपासना किया और सूर्य के द्वारा एक आज्ञा आई, वो क्या है, आमिषम मधुपानम च यः करोति रवेर्दिने सप्तजन्म भवेद्रोगी प्रतिजन्म दरिद्रतः स्त्रीतैल मधुमांसादि यस्त्यजेत्तु रवेर्दिने नव्यादि शोक दारिद्र्यम सूर्यलोकम स गच्छति। तो उसके मुताबिक आमिषम ये क्या होता है, फ्लैश मीट, ठीक है, और मधुपान वो तो जानते हैं। तो ये दोनों चीज जब आप संडे का दिन, संडे तो आजकल ऐसा बन गया, संडे इज द फन डे, ओनली वन डे विच वी आर मेकिंग एज अ फन डे। सो जब इसके तौर पे हम जाएंगे तो क्या होगा, श्लोक के आधार पर हम जाएंगे तो ये जो कोई भी नॉन वेज और जो अल्कोहल उस दिन जो लेगा, उसका परिणाम सप्तजन्म भवेद रोगी प्रतिजन्म दरिद्रता। तो जो कम से कम एक दिन, आप दूसरा दिन को भी चूज कीजिए, उस दिन आप नॉनवेज खाइए। और या फिर आपको कोई फ्रेंड्स के साथ जाना है ना, तो मतलब दूसरा दिन को भी चूज कीजिए, लेकिन रविवार के दिन कतई नहीं मत कीजिए। मैं ऐसा नहीं बोलता हूँ आपको करना ही नहीं है, एक बार इसको ट्राई करके देखिए थोड़ा दिन के लिए, और बाद में आपको इसका जो इफेक्ट्स होता है ना, आप खुद ही मान लेंगे। सिर्फ मेरा बात पे ही नहीं है, आप खुद ही इसको आजमा के देखिए। और आज का जो सूर्य मंत्र मैं देना चाहता हूँ वो है चतुर्दशाक्षरी सूर्य मंत्र। आपने बहुत सारे मंत्र देखे होंगे कि ओम ह्राम ह्रीम हमसहा सूर्याय नमः। ठीक है, ये तो आप जानते हैं, इसको सूर्य नवाक्षरी बोलते हैं। लेकिन मैं आपको एक चतुर्दशाक्षरी मंत्र देता हूं जिसमें ना कोई बीज मंत्र है ना कुछ है, बहुत अति सरल है। मैंने प्राइवेट चैट में उसको लिखा है, ओम नमो भगवते सूर्य आदित्याय। ये है चतुर्दशाक्षरी। इसको आप पंचदशाक्षरी बनाना है तो सिंपल है, ओम नमो भगवते श्री सूर्याय आदित्याय। तो ये दोनों नाम हैं, सूर्याय, सूर्य और आदित्य। इन दो नाम से भगवान श्री सूर्य अति प्रसन्न हो जाते हैं। और सूर्य के उपासना से आपको क्या क्या मिलने वाली है मैं अब जो गिनने वाला हूँ। जितना आप सूर्य से डरते हैं या फिर सूर्य को देखकर अच्छा ये भी नवग्रह में एक देवता ऐसा मानते हैं, आप लोगों के लिए मैं एक इम्पोर्टेंट बात कहने वाला हूँ। हमारा आदि गुरु आदि शंकराचार्य ने जब भारत देश में दिग्विजय किया था और पूरा हमारा सनातन धर्म को चार मत में, मतलब चार संप्रदायों में उन्होंने सेग्रीगेट किया। वो है शैव, शाक्त, कौमार, वैष्णव, गणापत्य और है सौर। तो सौर मत अनुसार जिनको हम शिव मानते हैं या फिर जिनको हम महाविष्णु मानते हैं, वो सब कुछ सूर्य में समा है। तो इसीलिए जो द्विज होते हैं, जिनका जनेऊधारी होते हैं, उनका एक कर्म बनता है कि वो संध्या वंदन करें, गायत्री मंत्र जप कर अर्घ्य प्रदान दे दें, ताकि ये एक फॉर्म ऑफ रिचुअल प्रैक्टिस होगी। तब आपका जो धी होता है ना, मतलब दिमाग, इसको आप कलुषित ना होने दें और जो कलुषित हुआ दिमाग को भी आप साफ कर सकते हैं। ऐसा एक प्रक्रिया होती है। और अति इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट, सूर्य के उपासना से आपको क्या क्या मिलने वाली है मैं अभी गिनने वाला हूँ। ये जानकर आपको बहुत आश्चर्य होगा। एक है आरोग्य, दूसरा है ऐश्वर्य, तीसरा है पदवी, मतलब पद, वो भी सामान्य नहीं है, राजकीय या फिर राजा और मंत्री गणों के सम्मानित एक पदवी अवश्य मिलेगी। और जिन जिन घरों में जो लोग, आप अपना पिताजी से आपका नहीं चल रहा है, कृपया आप सूर्य देव का पूजा स्टार्ट कीजिए। जो जो सरकारी नौकरी के लिए आप तैयारी करते हैं वो भी सूर्य देव का नमस्कार कीजिए। और जिनका नेत्र रोग है, आंखों में प्रॉब्लम है, वो भी सूर्य देव का पूजा कीजिए। और सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट है, जिनको अपना जो कोई भी गलती हो, इससे कैसा छुटकारा पाए, मानसिक संतुलन है, कोई मानसिक संतुलन में कोई प्रॉब्लम है, तो वो भी सूर्य देव से आप प्रार्थना करें और सूर्य देव आपका सदैव रक्षा करेंगे। और स्पेशली पति और पत्नी, इनके बीच में झगड़ा है, वो भी आप सूर्य देव से प्रार्थना करें। तो क्योंकि सौर एक मत होता है, एक संप्रदाय होता है जिसमें सूर्य को आदि देव मानते हैं। और सूर्य इतना करुणामय देव है, वो सिर्फ नवग्रह में ही नहीं बल्कि एकदम एकांतिक उपासना में भी आपको इच्छुक फल तुरंत देने वाले हैं। लेकिन उनके लिए आप नियम का कठोर अनुष्ठान करना ही पड़ेगा। और जहां तक हो सके सत्यवादी, और मैंने जो नियम आपको बताया था रविवार के दिन, ये मत कीजिए। और अंत में इस श्लोक से जुड़ा दूसरा श्लोक का भी मैं बताता हूं। स्त्री तैल मधुमांसादि यस्त्यजेस्तु रवेर्दिने नव्यादि शोक दारिद्र्यम सूर्यलोकम स गच्छति। तो रविवार के दिन, आपको पता है मैं इससे ज्यादा एक्सप्लेन नहीं करना चाहता, तो बालों में तेल लगाना मधु, मांस और समझ गए ना, ये 4 चीज ना करें। तो रविवार के दिन आप कृपया इसको ट्राई करके देखें और आपको फर्क पड़ेगा। इतना ही मुझे बोलना था। और अंत में एक सूर्य के स्तोत्र के साथ में
गुरु जी आपसे निवेदन करूंगी, क्योंकि आपको थोड़े डिटेल में बोलना पड़ेगा। कुछ लोगों को हमारे बहुत सारे ऐसे दर्शकगण होते हैं जिनको ये भाषा थोड़ा सा कठिन लगता है, थोड़ा सा जटिल है। तो आप यदि जो मंत्र में है, जो श्लोक में है, उस हिसाब से केवल उसकी ट्रांसलिटरेशन दें तो भी पर्याप्त होगा।
तो ये 2 श्लोक है ना, तो 4 लाइन का श्लोक है ना। तो आमिषम मधुपानंच यः करोति रवेर दिने। तो आमिषम माने फ्लैश, इसका 2 मतलब होता है। फ्लैश का मतलब क्या होता है, एक तो होता है नॉन वेज खाना, दूसरा होता है मैथुन, समझती है ना। तो ये और मधुपानम, ये जो करेगा फ्लैश के संबंधित जो कुछ भी करेगा रवेर दिने, उसको 7 जन्म भवेद रोगी, 7 जन्मों तक वो रोगी ही पैदा होगा। और प्रतिजन्म दरिद्रता, वो उसको दरिद्रता में ही उलझना पड़ेगा। और दूसरा जो 11वां श्लोक में ऐसा कहा है, स्त्री तैल मधु मांसानि त्यजेत। त्यजेत का मतलब है उसको दूर रखें, जो दूर रखेगा रवि के दिन। तो नव्याधि शोक दारिद्र्यम सूर्यलोकम सगच्छति। मतलब स्त्री तैल माने तेल, मधु मांस, ये जब, क्योंकि हमको एक ही दिन छुट्टी मिल रहा है तो पूरा दिन मालिश करेंगे शरीर को, है ना। ऐसा भी होता है, थोड़े लोग करते हैं जो नॉनवेज नहीं खाते हैं। मैं क्या बोलता हूँ आपको, मैं ये नहीं बोलने वाला हूँ कि आप क्या खाना है क्या नहीं खाना है। मैं सिर्फ इतना ही बोलता हूँ, आपको खाना है और थोड़ा सा ये करना है ना, कम से कम रविवार मत कीजिए, कम से कम रविवार मत कीजिए। इतना ही मैं बोलता
तो
हूँ आपसे।
इसमें ये क्या हम ये समझ सकते हैं कि स्त्री तेलम मतलब महिलाओं को तेल नहीं लगाना चाहिए? आप क्या बोलने का प्रयास कर?
ये 4 चीज, स्त्री तैल मधु मांसादि।
ओके, स्त्री संभोग, तेल म्हणजे मतलब तेल की मालिश हो या फिर सर पे तेल लगाना, ये सब नहीं करना चाहिए। मधु हो गया है, कोई कोई सुरापान इत्यादि,
और
और
मांस।
हाँ, मांस यानी मांसाहार। ठीक। तो
यस्त्यजेत तो रवेर दिने, मतलब ये जिसको दूर रखेगा, त्यजेत मतलब वर्जित,
हाँ,
हम नहीं लेंगे, ऐसा ऐसा समझिए। तो ये जो दूर, हाँ, ये जो दूर रखेगा, इनसे दूर रहेगा, नव्याधि शोक दारिद्र्यम सूर्यलोकम सगच्छति। मतलब क्या है, ये जो उसको क्या व्याधि नहीं होगी, शोक नहीं होगा, दरिद्रता नहीं होगी। लेकिन आप ये मत पूछिए कि क्या वो वाकई में सूर्यलोक जाएगा, ट्राई करके देखना पड़ेगा। क्योंकि बहुत सारे जो लेफ्टिस्ट लोग भी है, वो एक बंदे से मैंने बात किया, जहां तक वो मुझसे ऐसा एक सवाल करता था, बोल रहा था सूर्य का 2 बीवियां हैं। टॉपिक से थोड़ा हट के मैं बात कर रहा हूँ, मुझे पता है, फिर भी सूर्य का 2 पत्नी है, तो एक तो उषा और प्रत्युषा बोलते हैं, तो ये कैसा? क्योंकि वो चाह रहा था कि मैं उसको कुछ क्या जलेबी दिखाऊं। मैंने सिंपल से बोला, उसका पहले कॉन्टेक्स्ट पढ़ो, सूर्य और उनके पत्नी के बीच में ज्यादा संबंध नहीं है, क्योंकि सूर्य का तेज बहुत उग्र था, तो इसीलिए थोड़ा हटके दूर रही। और उन्होंने अपना छाया से, मतलब समझो ऐसे की है, एक क्लोन को क्रिएट किया और उसको पूरा डीब्रीफिंग देके ही तपस्या करने। तो मतलब जाहिर सी बात है, जो देखने दिखाने पे एक आप जैसे एक दूसरा शख्स है जिनको आपने पूरा डीब्रीफिंग दे दिया कि बोले कि तुम क्या करो, तुम ही गायत्री हो और तुम ऐसा ऐसा करो। उनसे जब हम ज्यादा व्यवहार करेंगे तभी तो हमको फर्क पड़ेगा ना। तो सूर्य तो इनसे दूर थे, क्योंकि उनसे पहले उनका तेज इनसे सह नहीं पा रहा था और पूरा देर बच्चों के साथ बिता रही थी, क्या फर्क पड़ेगा। बहुत जाहिर सी बात है. यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड इट जस्ट लाइक अ क्लोनिंग टेक्नोलॉजी, एंड शी इज अ डॉटर ऑफ त्वष्टा, मतलब विश्वकर्मा का पुत्री है. तो विश्वकर्मा तो ही इज अ बिल्डर, इज अ सेलेस्टियल बिल्डर, तो क्लोनिंग तो जाहिर सी बात है. व्हाई डोंट यू डील इट विद अ साइंटिफिक अप्रोच. इतना ही बोला था, उसको जवाब नहीं था. वो बोला उस समय टेक्नोलॉजी. मैंने बोला आपको इस चीज पे यकीन नहीं है सर, आप जाइए. जिस चीज पे मैंने आपको साइंटिफिक एक एक्सप्लेनेशन दिया है, आप इसको खारिज नहीं कर सकते. सिंपल सी बात है. तो वो एक्सप्लेनेशन नहीं दे सका, फिर भी वो नहीं माना. मैंने बोला मानना है आपको, नहीं मानना है फिर भी ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं, हम जोर जबरदस्ती नहीं कर रहे हैं, लेकिन मैंने जो अप्रोच किया उसको खारिज कीजिए. वो नहीं कर पाया. ऐसे ही हमारा जो वेद और पुराण में है जो जो चीज, उसका गलत ट्रांसलेशन या फिर कुछ पढ़कर लोग ऐसे ही करते हैं. इसका भी मैं एक सिंपल सी एक वजह होती है. क्या है, सूर्य का तेज ज्यादा होती है, इसीलिए उस पर्टिकुलर डे सूर्य का उपासना जो करते हैं उसके अंदर सूर्य का जो आशीर्वाद होती है, मतलब क्या है, गर्मी. तो गर्मी के साथ ये व्यवहार जब करेंगे, that will lead to a adverse effect in the particular person's arogya and thinking. His mental and physical ability will be put to a toss. तो सूर्य का उपासना जो करते हैं, it is like a remedy that you are doing for your mental and physical health. तो जाहिर सी बात है, you don't, when you are taking medication, you are not going to complicate it by your normal food habits and your normal lifestyle. इतना से ही बात है. तो बस इसके साथ मैं एक छोटा सा सूर्य स्तोत्र के साथ मैं इजाजत लेना चाहता हूं, और आप सबको सूर्य का अनुग्रह हो और सूर्यदेव का आशीर्वाद प्राप्त हो. सूर्यं सुंदरलोकनाथममृतं वेदांतसारं शिवं ज्ञानब्रह्ममयं सुरेशममलं लोकैकचित्तस्वयम् इन्द्रादित्यनरादिपं सुरगुरुं त्रैलोक्यचूडामणिं ब्रह्मा विष्णुशिवस्वरूपहृदयं वन्दे सदा भास्करं. भानो भास्करमार्ताण्ड दण्डरश्मि दिवाकरः आयुरारोग्यमैश्वर्यं श्रियं पुत्रं देहि मे. शंभो महादेव.
शंभो महादेव. बहुत सुंदर लगा, बहुत ही अच्छे आपने स्तोत्रों भी पाठ किए और इतनी सुंदर तरीके से आपने व्याख्या दिए. मुझे लगता है हमारे जो दर्शकगण हैं वो बहुत ही इससे लाभान्वित होंगे. मैं स्वयं भी लाभान्वित हुई हूँ और जितने भी हमारे दर्शकगण हैं, आप सभी से निवेदन है कि कृपया ये जो भी श्लोक के बारे में आज बोला गया है, मैं एक को हाईलाइट कर देती हूँ. कृपया इसका आप जाप करके देखें और आपको कैसा अनुभव होता है ये अवश्य हमारे साथ साझा करें. यदि आपको कोई भी असुविधा भी होती है या भी आपको कोई भी ऐसे प्रभाव मन में लगता है कि ऐसा हो रहा है, तो कृपया इसका बारे में भी हमें बताएं. इसके भी हम समाधान इत्यादि देने का प्रयास करेंगे यथाशक्ति. तो बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद गुरु जी. इसी के साथ साथ आज के हमारे इस श्रृंखला की हम इतिश्री की ओर आगे बढ़ रहे हैं. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. हर हर महादेव. जय श्री कृष्ण. अभी हम पुनः मिलेंगे शाम को 8 बजे. 8 बजे हमारे साथ आज आने वाले हैं KBT जी. 9:30 बजे आने वाले हैं. I'm so sorry. 9:30 बजे आने वाले हैं KBT जी सनातन समीक्षा के. तो आप सभी का वहीं पे प्रतीक्षा रहेगा. सभी आए, साथ में अपने दोस्तों को भी लेकर आए और इस विषय के बारे में हम अच्छी तरीके से चर्चा करेंगे. आपके मन में कोई प्रश्न रहेगा वो भी हम अंत में ले लेंगे. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. आप सब आज इस रविवार के जो धमाका है उसको आप एंजॉय करें. हर हर योगी, घर घर योगी. धन्यवाद. जय भारत माता की जय. हर हर महादेव. जय हिंद राष्ट्र.